Hey everyone, this is Finn, and in this short tutorial I'm going to be giving you a demonstration on how to create collectibles. In my project window I have a sprites folder, and inside of that sprites folder I have a coin sprite. Click on it and I can make sure that the texture type is sprite. I'm going to click on sprite editor, and I'm actually going to use the green border to manually adjust my cut here because we don't need all of the extra space for this sprite. I am just kind of cleaning up the edges so that this extra space isn't part of our PNG sprite. Alright, I'm going to click apply and exit out of my sprite editor. We'll open that up and we have our coin. To put my coin in our scene, I am going to click and drag that image and drag it into our hierarchy. So we've got this lovely coin. Collectibles do two standard things when you collect them. They disappear and they're removed from the game, and they add value to some kind of score or something else. In this case, we are going to use a standard coin, and it is going to increase our score. I'm going to create a script by selecting the coin and in the inspector clicking add component. Then I'm going to type collectible, click new script, and then create and add. Then open up your script so that you can edit it. For this first example, we are going to collect the coin after I click on it with my mouse. So I am going to type on mouse down to create a private void on mouse down function. This is going to be triggered whenever you click either of the mouse buttons while you are hovered over the coin. Now I'm going to type print and inside of those parentheses I'm going to type a message that says coin collected. Make sure your script is saved, and then we want to make sure that we add a circle collider 2D. After you've added a circle collider 2D, change the radius to fit the size of your coin. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now whenever we click inside of that circle collider area, we are going to get that message in our console. Let's save our scene and press play. Now I'm going to show you how to destroy a game object when you don't need it anymore. Let's go back to our script. And after our print function, I am going to type destroy with a capital D, and then opening and closing parentheses. Inside of that, we are going to type this dot game object. That line is going to cause this game object to destroy itself, this script along with it. Keep in mind that anything you write after this line isn't going to happen because after that, this object will be destroyed. So let's go back to our scene. And let's press play. Now when I click it, we're going to get the message saying that the coin was collected, and we're also going to see the coin get destroyed, not only from the scene, but from our hierarchy as well. There you go. This is the scene I used to create the simple 2D platformer movement tutorial. I'm going to use this scene to continue our exercise on collectibles. I'm going to go to sprites, and I'm going to repeat the process of dragging a sprite into my game scene. I'm going to click on this coin image and drag it onto my hierarchy. Then I'm going to move it out of the way. Since our player is so much smaller than our coin, I'm going to scale our coin down by 0.25 by the X and Y axis. That's a good size. Now we're going to give our coin a circle collider like before. Adjust it as needed. And now I'm going to move that coin down right here. We already created our collectible script. I am going to add component with my coin game object selected and start typing in collectible. Once I see that script, I'm going to click on it, and we just added that previously made script to this game object. Now, just to test, whenever I click on this coin, it should get destroyed and print that our coin was collected. Let's press play and test that that is still the case. Alright, so that still happens. Our coin destroys, and we get a coin collected message. So I'm going to press play. Instead of using the on mouse down function, I am going to delete that function entirely, and we're going to start anew. Now I'm going to add a on collision enter 2D function. You have to make sure that you're typing on enter collision, or excuse me, you have to make sure that you are typing on collision enter 2D and not just on collision enter, because we need to be making sure we're using our collision 2D and our 2D colliders. We don't want to be using any of the default variables for that. Otherwise, it won't be able to reach the correct thing. It won't know what collision we're talking about because it'll be expecting a 3D collision. Inside of this function, we are going to type destroy this dot game object again. Now that is going to make it so that whenever we run into our coin, because in this case only the player could ever run into our coin, we are going to destroy the game object. It would be a better practice to specify if our player is the one colliding. The way we can do that is type if collision dot game object dot tag equals player. Then I can open up that if statement and move my destroy line into there by pressing Ctrl X to cut and Ctrl V to paste it. Now all we need to do is go back into our Unity scene and make sure that our player game object is tagged as player. So go up to our inspector, and where it says tag, go down and select player. Now let's save our scene and press play. When we collide with the coin, it should disappear. There we go. Our character toppled over because we are using an onCollision enter function instead of a trigger function. Right now, our collider can influence the physics of the player by kind of toppling him over. We don't want that. So I am going to copy this if statement with our destroy line by pressing Control C to cut it out. And then I'm going to start typing on trigger enter 2D. Now let's make sure that our script is saved and go back to our Unity project. And we want to go to our Circle Collider 2D on our coin game object and press is trigger. Now our collider behaves as a trigger instead of a normal collider. Now let's press play to test our scene again. There we go. Now I'm going to click on my main camera game object and I'm going to add a component. This time it's going to be a script that we are going to name Score Manager. Click New Script and create an add. And now click on the vertical dots at the top right of the Score Manager script component, and then click Edit Script. Now let's start by adding a variable under our public class. We are going to type public int score. Now let's go back to our collectible script. I'm going to show you how to reference a script on a different object in another script. While referencing another script, we have to create a variable to hold on to that script. So just like declaring any other variable, let's start by saying public. And now we say the name of the script that we are creating a variable for. In this case, it's Score Manager. And now we're going to name that variable. I'll name it Score Manager with a lowercase s, uppercase M. Now in start, I'm going to type Score Manager. Make sure that you are typing the name of your variable, not the name of the script. In this case, the difference is the capitalization. So I need to make sure that my S is lowercase and my M is uppercase. Score Manager equals camera, then type dot main. This is going to reach the camera that's tagged as main camera. Our default main camera will be tagged as main camera, so that'll reach our main camera. Camera dot main dot get component. We are going to reach into a component inside of the main camera game object. Make sure you type the angled brackets, and then inside of those, type the name of our script, which is Score Manager. Then after that, type an opening and closing parentheses and a semicolon. Now that variable Score Manager is going to be referencing that other script that exists on our main camera. Right before your destroy line inside of your onTriggerEnter2D function, we are going to want to type Score Manager dot score, so that reaches inside of that script and gets the score variable. And we're going to type 2 plus signs. That way, right before this game object is destroyed, it calls to that score variable and adds 1 to the existing value. The reason why we put that on a separate script is because we can't hold the value of our score. We can't hold the value of our score inside of our collectible script since it is going to be destroyed after it is collected. Right after this line where we increase our score, let's type print, and then inside of that print statement, inside of quotation marks, I'm going to type score with a space afterwards, and then I'm going to press the plus button and then say score manager dot score again, and that'll show us that value. Make sure both of your scripts are saved, and let's go back to our Unity project. Let's save our scene and press play. There we go. We can see our score went from 0 to 1. I'm going to press play again to exit play mode and then duplicate our coin to add some more by pressing Ctrl D. And now we should be able to get 4 on our score. Let's press play again. One, 2, 3, 4. And we can see those print statements here on our console. If we go to our main camera, we can confirm that our score is up to 4. This has been a simple tutorial on collectibles. Thank you and have a great day.